Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. You know that I'm always in thrift shops looking for high-end style home decor for a lot less than retail, but today instead of hitting the thrift shops together, I'm going to be showing you some of the updates and projects that we've been working on behind the scenes here for the past month or so, really working on getting our home to be very cohesive looking and getting it more and more the way exactly that we want it. Let's get going. Well, welcome and thanks for joining me for our home updates. And I want to share with you, first of all, our new floors for our whole first level. I've been telling you that we've been working on them for the past month, but first let me show you the old floors. So if you've been following this channel for a while, you may have noticed that I tend to show you lots of things on our area rugs, and that's because I don't really care for the flooring itself. And so in this shot where I'm hitting the mantle here, you can see behind me the carpet in the room I'm on, and then some different hardwood through the dining room, and even off to the right on the very edge you can see that there's a strip of hardwood there kind of leading from the front door. And then from months ago, this footage where I refreshed our kitchen, which was very dark, you can see that this is a different flooring again, and this is a vinyl actually that kind of looks like wood. It's very orangey, and I really didn't appreciate the tones that brought into the home. And then this is where it butts up against our back family room with a yet another different flooring that's hardwood, but it's very yellowy. It's a different level, also it's a different height. And so when you walked in from the front door, you could actually see 5 different types of flooring if you count the stairs, which were yet another color of wood in our first floor. And so it just broke it up a lot. And so we're going to be replacing that, all of it, and it's so exciting, with one fresh layer that matches. And so we dove right in and we did this ourselves, my husband and I, while we were living here. So we just worked on a little bit at a time and kind of moved things out of one room, worked on it, and just moved things around as needed. And it was a lot of work, but totally worth it. So that was me there prying up some hardwood. Unfortunately, even though this was hardwood already, it just didn't match anything else, and to get the different colors of wood to match each other and be the same height and everything would have been very difficult. So, and if you look in this photo on the left in the kitchen, you can see that there was this additional layer of this particle board stuff that was nailed with 1,000 nails. It was so hard to get up. And then also in the dining room, we ended up bumping our heads multiple times on that light that circles. So I'm going to be showing you the replacement for that as well. So it was quite a mess for a while, as you can imagine, as we had everything uprooted and moved, but the new flooring from Stuga Studio was awesome. And so here we are starting the process of putting it down by laying our underlayment, and then to the flooring planks, which are beautiful. I absolutely love this flooring, and thank you to Stuga for partnering with me on today's video. I'm really excited to show you this flooring. It's called Cartwheel. And so here's more footage of us just kind of doing the process, rolling out the underlayment. Curry was probably wondering what on earth we were doing this whole time. So as far as the installation, or rather the removal first, I would say that the room with the carpet was the easiest, because as you can see, it's coming up pretty easily. So compared to some of the other rooms where we were prying things up, this was pretty simple. And this is a close-up of the planks that we chose. And again, this style is called Cartwheel by Stuga. I'll certainly link to them below. And I really appreciated how easily these snap together. So there's just these little seams that you kind of lock into one another and push down, and they go together so smoothly and very tightly. This is a waterproof flooring, so it's wonderful. The main reason I chose this particular engineered hardwood flooring was because of its durability. That was really important to me. So the Cartwheel style is part of the Rebels family at Stuga Studio. They call it the anti-wood floor wood floor. So it's waterproof, it's non-toxic, and most important for me, it's 3 to 5 times stronger than traditional hardwoods. It has superior scratch and dent resistance, and the price point is great for wood. These are the most durable hardwoods in the world. Each plank is crafted from sustainably harvested logs from FSC certified forests, and as for the maintenance, it's just install and enjoy. It's an incredibly easy floor to care for. Just vacuum and clean it with a broom regularly, and then use a little bit of Fauna cleaner if you need to give it a dry mop, and you are good to go. I'm so happy with the cohesion that this Cartwheel flooring brings to our first floor of our home. It was so broken up, and disjointed, not only with the color changes of the different flooring types, but of the height changes. And so this flooring makes it come all together. I can't even tell you how exciting it was when we finished up a space to be able to put the furniture back in that room with the fresh flooring. It was so good. And so this is a shot of our kitchen, which is a great example shot before with the orangey vinyl and then after with the new flooring. You can see what a night and day difference it makes and really just brings the whole space together. I'm so in love with it. So as for some of the final floor details, we decided not to keep the builder grade baseboards that we had before, which I think were the standard like 3.5-inch high ones. We replaced them with these that are almost 6 inches high instead. And I think that that really made a big difference to go ahead and do that. And it just has a more expensive and custom look rather than the standard builder grade. I don't know, it just really adds a lot to the rooms in my opinion. And then also I couldn't bring myself to put the old floor registers back on those the vent covers. This was by far the worst one in our home, so it's a little embarrassing, but I replaced them out for these antique brass ones from Amazon, and it was totally worth it. I love those. I think they're really beautiful. And so moving on to the next home update I need to share with you, putting in some new curtains through the whole first floor and in one of the bedrooms. I'm so excited to finally be trying out 2 Pages curtains. I had heard a lot about them, so thank you to 2 Pages for sending these over so that I could share them with you today. And so these that you're seeing are the ones I ordered for all of the downstairs windows, and especially for the winter season, I think that these are just perfect. As you can tell, they are a velvet panel, so this style is called Tavis, and I ordered them in the color taupe. As soon as I touched them, I fell in love with them because they are really high quality. I was actually surprised, even though I had heard from the reviews that they were really nice. They are super nice. So I ordered these in a triple pinch pleat style, as you can see there along the top, and with a room darkening backing, and all of that I thought was just really top notch. I'm very happy with them. They come with these drapery pins that you use, and then you do need to just order the little hooks with the eyelets in them to actually hang them on your rod. So I got those easily from Amazon, and they look like this. So now personally, in my ignorance, I had never actually hung curtains with a pinch pleat style before, so I had to kind of Google it and make sure that I was doing it correctly. But again, they come with these drapery pins, and these style of pins, actually you can click them down to make the height of your curtain just perfect, where whatever you exactly need in case your measurement is a little off, which I really appreciated. But this is basically how you do it if you haven't hung this style curtain. You look for the little channel that's built into each pleat area, and you just take your drapery pin and find that little channel and slide it up into it, and then that is the resulting hook that will go into your drapery ring with the eyelet on the end. And so it's pretty simple once you know what you're doing. I just went ahead and slid all of those in and got started hanging them. Because of the material, these were quite heavy, so what I did was I kind of threw each panel over my shoulder to help support the weight, and then I already had my rings on the rod first, and so I just reached up and kind of hooked them in, so it wasn't very difficult at all. You do need to make sure that your rods are secured into your wall, either into studs or with some sort of drywall anchor so that it's nice and strong, but that was fairly simple to do. I'm glad I went with the taupe color because it's a nice earthy color, but it's not too bright. Now, these are the ones I chose for upstairs, and I already know that several of you really like them because you asked me about them in the little snippet from last week's video. These I think are so beautiful. The style is called Sarah Lay and the color is copper. So I'll link both of these in the description box, but I am loving the pattern on these. This is my daughter's room, and for these I ordered them in a regular pinch pleat top, so not the triple, just the regular pinch, and then I ordered them with the blackout lining on the back since this is a bedroom. But I was so happy with the color of these, and I'm just in love with the pattern. I think it's so charming, and these are so elegant. Another feature that I ordered on this set was that they were memory trained, so it means that the pleats that are here, I didn't have to do anything with those to steam them or anything to get them to be perfect looking. They are just already trained to be exactly hanging like that you see. So that was awesome. No messing with them. They're just perfect right out of the package. I think that these are so elegant. They perfectly just graze above the floor exactly where I wanted them because they were custom sized. So use the link in my description box to check out all the options on 2 Pages and use the code TASHA at home for a 15% discount on your order. Now, another area that needed an update was the interior of our front door. So now that we have our flooring and our new baseboard done in this room, one thing that I want to do is go in and repaint this door area, because we put in some new strips of trim, if you can see the white pieces there, and I want to paint this whole thing out, including the little areas right around those window frames, which are currently white. The door is the previous color. I honestly don't remember what color it was called, but I painted that, and I should have painted those little teeny right around the windowsill, around the windows pieces, and I didn't. And now I have the new trim pieces that need painting, so I'm just going to choose a whole new color and paint out the whole thing a little more properly. And this color at the bottom right is where I just started, and then I remembered I was supposed to film. And so this color that I'm using is called Ethereal Mood, and it's by Sherwin-Williams, and it's just this really beautiful kind of grayish color, and it has a little bit of green background in it. It's just beautiful. I've seen it in lots of photos before. I feel pretty comfortable with it, so I'm just going in with my brush and a little roller, and I'm going to paint out this whole doorway. And then we have brand new front door hardware for it, so I'm going to get going. One small thing that I did before I got started painting was I filled in these little screw holes along this frame. I'm not sure if that's normal for those to be exposed or if there was supposed to be some sort of pegs in them, but that's how they were when we moved in, and I hadn't addressed them yet. But I think that just to go in with some spackling and fill in those holes and smooth them out before I started just helped the whole thing look more cohesive, and those weren't distracting anymore. So I just took the time to do that the day before. And then I'm just going in with my paint. I really love this Ethereal Mood color. I'm using a brush for all of the outer portions like this, and then I'm using a combination of the brush with the roller on the inside of the main door. Always keep in mind that paint will dry a little bit darker than it's first going on, so if you're ever like, wait, this color is a little off from what I expected, don't worry, it's going to darken up a little bit. And here's a little tip that my brother shared with me. He's a painter, so if you have a brush or a roller and you need to stop in the middle of a project and get back to it later, you can always just use a regular old plastic grocery bag, twist it up really tightly, make sure there's no holes, and press it tightly against those, and that'll save it for you so that it'll be still wet when you come back to it, even if it's a couple days later. So now I'm going to start on the door, and I read an article a while back from Sherwin-Williams about how to paint a door, and so it's always stuck with me. The steps for painting a door like this with like inset portions are, first you take your brush and you go and you paint the actual inset portion. Then step number 2, you paint the raised panel that's in the middle of the inset, around the inset edges, and then you paint the whole rest. So edges, center, and then all around the rest. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be too careful around the hardware right now, because I know I have new hardware waiting to go on, and it's a little bit bigger than these openings are. So I'm just going to paint around those. Obviously you should take them off if you want to keep them, but here I go. It might just be me, but I always appreciate a time-lapse video. It's just something satisfying about watching it happen so fast. And so I think that this went pretty smoothly, and I'm really glad that I did it. It adds a lot of warmth and kind of a little bit more character over here to this corner. And then this is after we have added the new hardware, which is by Kwikset, and I will link it just in case you are looking for a new set of hardware. I really like this in the outside as well, and just adding my little wreath back on, finishing up this space. And since I loved that Ethereal Mood paint color so much, I decided to do another little touch up with it. So this Hutch and table set we were given, this was from years ago when we first moved in, this photo, and they were a very kind of bluish gray. We're very grateful to have received them from a friend, but we did replace the table at some point because we needed something a little bigger. And then I had painted the front of the Hutch with this color called Clay Angel, but I didn't do anything to the kind of inside, the back of it. And so I'm just going in now and covering up the remaining gray tones with the Ethereal Mood paint. And I think that once I'm done with this, it really finally kind of brings this Hutch in line with my vision. And so you can see here how now that that has dried, it's darker, and I'm just going to go ahead and style this along with you because I think several of you really appreciate seeing that. And so all of the things that I'm using here are items that I've already owned. The picture on the top middle I just hung with a command hook there so that it wouldn't mess anything up, but I'm just using pieces that I already have on hand. Most of them are from the thrift stores, with the exception being the woven baskets on the bottom, which are from Amazon. But that picture frame that I'm placing there is actually from the thrift shops just a couple of weeks ago that I neglected to show you in my last video. And the candlesticks are from my last video. Those are a vintage set of soapstone candlesticks. Really love those. And now, since we're in the dining room, I'll go ahead and show you what we did with that dining light that we kept bumping into and ended up breaking. So this is just a shot of the dining room, kind of how it's laid out. So this is our new dining light. You can see it. I really love it. And one of the reasons I think that this is a perfect dining light for us is that it is very transitional piece. So the top shade portion is very angular and looks more modern, but then the bottom kind of classic candelabra chandelier shape is very traditional. And so those two together, I think it makes it the perfect transitional style piece for our home. But the thing that I think you're going to love the most about this is its price. If you're looking for a new dining light or bedroom light even, this was only $79 from Home Depot. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it's such a great price, and I think that it's so pretty. I love the brass underside of it as well. So I'll link that for you as well. This was not a promotional item. This is just something that I chose and picked out from Home Depot. But wanted to share that with you because I think it's a really great find. And also, one final thing I'm going to do with it is just reach up and take off the little sticker. Usually there's kind of stickers on the electrical items telling you warnings and what type of bulbs and all. So once you know that information, I just like to take that off so it's not distracting from it and just makes it look that much better. And that about wraps it up for today's video. We have been super busy for the past couple of months dealing with all of these projects and updates, but I'm so happy with how far that we've come. I'm going to link everything that I talked about that I can link just in case anyone out there is interested. But if you enjoyed today's video, I ask that you would hit the like button, subscribe if you would like to see more content like this in your feed, and leave me a comment letting me know what you enjoyed. I hope that everyone has a wonderful week, and I will see you at the next video.